If you are over 60 and still eating these three foods regularly, stop for a moment and listen carefully. I need to tell you something that could save your prostate health and possibly your life. Just last month, a 68-year-old patient walked into my clinic. His name was Richard. He was frustrated, exhausted, and desperate for answers. He was waking up 6 to 8 times every night to urinate. He had urgency so severe that he planned every outing around bathroom locations. His stream was weak. He felt like he could never fully empty his bladder. He told me he hadn't slept through the night in over 2 years. Richard had seen multiple doctors. He was taking medications for benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. The medications helped slightly, but not enough. His PSA levels were creeping upward. His prostate was significantly enlarged. His urologist was monitoring him closely for potential cancer. What surprised Richard was this: his diet was directly fueling his prostate problems. He was not being reckless with his health. He was eating foods he believed were healthy. Foods that advertising and packaging told him were good choices. Foods that millions of American men eat every single day without knowing the damage they cause. I'm Dr. Marcus Chen, and in this video, I will explain the 3 foods that are destroying your prostate right now, why the food industry does not want you to know this information, and exactly what you need to eliminate from your diet today to protect your prostate health and reduce your cancer risk. Before we dive in, drop a comment with your age and where you're watching from today. Are you dealing with prostate issues right now, or are you trying to prevent them? Write your answer below because your experience helps our entire community understand how common these problems really are. And hit that subscribe button because I share life-saving health strategies like this every week to help you thrive after 60. Most men believe that prostate problems are simply an inevitable part of aging. They think enlarged prostates just happen randomly as you get older. They assume there is nothing they can do except take medications and hope for the best. But here is what most men do not realize. Your prostate does not enlarge randomly. It responds directly to signals from your diet, your hormones, and your inflammation levels. The foods you eat every single day are either protecting your prostate or actively destroying it. There is no neutral ground here. Here is the problem. As men age past 60, the prostate becomes increasingly vulnerable to hormonal imbalances, inflammatory triggers, and cellular damage. By age 60, more than 50% of men have some degree of prostate enlargement. By age 85, that number climbs to 90%. But not all prostate enlargement is the same. Some men have mild enlargement with 0 symptoms. Others have severe enlargement that destroys their quality of life. The difference often comes down to diet and lifestyle factors that most doctors never discuss with their patients. I saw this clearly with Richard. When I reviewed his typical daily diet, the pattern became obvious immediately. Breakfast: orange juice, cereal with milk, toast with butter. Mid-morning snack: coffee with cream and sugar, maybe a muffin. Lunch: deli sandwich with processed meat, cheese, chips, and a soda. Afternoon snack: crackers or cookies. Dinner: steak or chicken, white rice or pasta, small side of vegetables, dessert. Evening: ice cream while watching television. Richard thought he was eating a normal American diet. He was. That was exactly the problem. The normal American diet is destroying prostates across the country. Now, here is where the first major mistake happens. Most men focus entirely on PSA numbers and medications while completely ignoring the dietary triggers that are causing the problem in the first place. They treat symptoms without addressing root causes. This approach does not work long-term. Medications can reduce symptoms temporarily. But if you continue eating foods that inflame your prostate, enlarge the gland, and promote abnormal cell growth, those medications will eventually stop being effective. Your prostate will continue deteriorating despite treatment. This is not rare. This is extremely common. I see it in my clinic every single week. Richard had been taking tamsulosin for 3 years. It helped initially, but over time, his symptoms slowly worsened despite the medication. His prostate continued enlarging. His PSA continued rising. The medication was managing symptoms but not stopping the disease process. When we identified and eliminated the 3 foods that were destroying his prostate, everything changed. Within 8 weeks, his nighttime urination dropped from 6 to 8 times per night down to 2 to 3 times. His urgency decreased dramatically, his stream improved. His PSA levels stabilized and then began declining. His prostate size stopped increasing. He started sleeping through most nights. That dietary change accomplished what medications alone could not. This is why understanding which foods damage your prostate matters just as much as any medication your doctor prescribes. If you're finding this helpful, go ahead and hit that like button. It really supports the channel and helps us reach more men who need this information. Now, let us talk about the first food that is destroying your prostate. And this one will surprise most men. Food number 1 is dairy products, especially milk, cheese, and ice cream. If you look at most men's approach to prostate health, they worry about red meat and alcohol. Those matter, but they often miss the biggest dietary trigger of all: dairy consumption. Most men consume dairy multiple times per day without realizing the damage it causes to prostate tissue. Here is why dairy is so problematic for prostate health. First, dairy products significantly increase insulin-like growth factor 1, or IGF-1, in your bloodstream. IGF-1 is a powerful hormone that promotes cell growth and division. In moderate amounts, it is necessary for health. But elevated IGF-1 levels directly stimulate prostate cell proliferation. Your prostate cells multiply faster. The gland enlarges. Research shows that men with the highest dairy intake have IGF-1 levels 10 to 20% higher than men who consume little or no dairy. That difference directly translates to increased prostate growth and increased prostate cancer risk. Second, dairy products contain hormones naturally present in cow's milk. Cows produce milk when pregnant or lactating. That milk contains estrogen, progesterone, and other hormones designed to promote growth in calves. When men consume these hormones regularly, they disrupt the delicate balance between testosterone and estrogen in the male body. As men age, testosterone levels naturally decline while estrogen levels increase. Dairy consumption accelerates this problematic shift. Elevated estrogen in men promotes prostate enlargement and increases cancer risk. Third, dairy products promote systemic inflammation in many men. Inflammation is a key driver of both BPH and prostate cancer. Inflammatory molecules damage prostate cells. They promote abnormal cell division. They create an environment where cancer can develop more easily. Studies show that men who consume 3 or more servings of dairy daily have significantly higher inflammatory markers compared to men who avoid dairy. That inflammation does not stay in your gut. It circulates throughout your body and concentrates in vulnerable tissues like your prostate. Fourth, the calcium in dairy, while important for bones, may actually increase prostate cancer risk when consumed in very high amounts. Research from Harvard Medical School following more than 20,000 men found that those consuming more than 2,000 milligrams of calcium daily had significantly higher rates of advanced and fatal prostate cancer. Most of that calcium came from dairy products. The mechanism involves calcium's effects on vitamin D metabolism. High calcium intake suppresses active vitamin D levels. Low vitamin D increases prostate cancer risk. It is a dangerous cycle. I saw this pattern clearly with a 71-year-old patient named George. He prided himself on drinking milk daily for bone health. He ate cheese at lunch and dinner. He had ice cream most evenings. His total dairy intake was enormous. His PSA had risen from 2.1 to 6.8 over 4 years. His prostate was significantly enlarged. His urination problems were severe. His IGF-1 levels were in the top 10% for his age group. His inflammatory markers were elevated. When I suggested eliminating dairy, he was skeptical. He worried about his bones. We discussed calcium sources beyond dairy: leafy greens, almonds, sardines with bones, fortified plant milks. George agreed to try it for 90 days. He eliminated all dairy products completely. He replaced cow's milk with unsweetened almond milk. He stopped eating cheese entirely. He replaced ice cream with frozen fruit. He found dairy-free alternatives that satisfied him. The results were remarkable. After 12 weeks, his PSA dropped from 6.8 to 5.1. His nighttime urination decreased from 7 times per night to 3 times. His stream improved noticeably. His urgency decreased. His IGF-1 levels dropped by 18%. His inflammatory markers normalized. His bone density remained completely stable on follow-up testing. George could not believe that something as simple as eliminating dairy could produce such dramatic results. But the research supports exactly what he experienced. Multiple large studies show that high dairy consumption increases prostate cancer risk by 30 to 50%. The Physicians' Health study following more than 20,000 men found that those consuming 2.5 or more servings of dairy daily had a 34% higher risk of prostate cancer compared to those consuming less than half a serving daily. The health professionals' follow-up study showed similar results. Men with the highest dairy intake had significantly higher rates of advanced prostate cancer. Here is what most men do not understand. You do not need dairy for health. The idea that adults must drink milk is a cultural belief, not a biological necessity. Most of the world's population does not consume dairy after childhood. They have strong bones and healthy prostates. The key is replacing dairy with other nutrient-dense foods. Get your calcium from leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and fish with bones. Get your protein from fish, poultry, legumes, and lean meats. Get your healthy fats from olive oil, avocados, and fatty fish. You do not need cow's milk designed for baby calves. The dairy industry has spent billions of dollars convincing men that milk builds strong bones and healthy bodies. They do not mention that it also builds enlarged prostates and increases cancer risk. They do not advertise that their products contain growth hormones that make your prostate cells multiply faster. They do not tell you that cultures with the lowest dairy consumption have the lowest prostate cancer rates. These are facts the industry does not want you to know. Now we come to the second food that is destroying your prostate, and this one hides in almost every processed food. Food number 2 is refined vegetable oils and fried foods. Most men do not think twice about the oils used in cooking or food preparation. They eat fried chicken, French fries, potato chips, cookies, crackers, and countless other foods made with or cooked in vegetable oils. These oils are everywhere. Soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, cottonseed oil, and safflower oil dominate the American food supply. Restaurants use them because they are cheap. Food manufacturers use them because they have long shelf lives. But these oils are absolutely devastating to prostate health. Here is why refined vegetable oils are so dangerous. First, they are extraordinarily high in omega-6 fatty acids. The modern American diet contains a ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fats of approximately 20 to 1 or even higher. Our ancestors consumed a ratio closer to 1 to 1 or 2 to 1. This massive imbalance drives chronic inflammation throughout the body. Omega-6 fats are converted into inflammatory molecules called prostaglandins and leukotrienes. These molecules promote prostate inflammation, enlargement, and cancer development. Studies show that men with the highest omega-6 intake have significantly higher rates of aggressive prostate cancer. Second, refined vegetable oils are highly processed and oxidized. The extraction process involves high heat, chemical solvents, and bleaching agents. This processing creates oxidized fats and trans fats. Oxidized fats generate free radicals that damage cellular DNA. In prostate cells, this DNA damage increases the risk of cancerous mutations. Trans fats, even in small amounts, promote inflammation and interfere with healthy cell membrane function. Your prostate cells cannot function properly when their membranes are built from damaged fats. Third, fried foods cooked in these oils contain advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These are toxic compounds formed when proteins or fats are exposed to high heat. AGEs promote inflammation, oxidative stress, and cellular aging. They accumulate in tissues throughout the body, including the prostate. Research shows that men with high AGE levels have increased prostate cancer risk and more aggressive disease when cancer develops. Fourth, foods fried in vegetable oils often contain acrylamide, a known carcinogen that forms when starchy foods are cooked at high temperatures. French fries, potato chips, and other fried snacks contain significant amounts of acrylamide. This compound damages DNA and promotes cancer development in multiple organs, including the prostate. The International Agency for Research on Cancer classifies acrylamide as a probable human carcinogen. I saw the devastating effects of this dietary pattern in a 66-year-old patient named Thomas. He ate fast food 4 to 5 times per week. Fried chicken, burgers, fries, onion rings. He snacked on chips daily. He cooked with corn oil at home. He loved fried fish. His diet was swimming in refined vegetable oils. His PSA was 8.2 and rising steadily. His prostate was very enlarged. He had severe urinary symptoms. His inflammatory markers were sky high. His C-reactive protein was over 9, more than 3 times the upper limit of normal. His omega-6 to omega-3 ratio was 28 to 1. Absolutely terrible. When Thomas came to my office, he was on 2 different medications for BPH. They were not controlling his symptoms adequately. His urologist was discussing surgery. I explained to Thomas that his diet was creating a fire inside his body. Every fried food, every chip, every meal cooked in vegetable oil was adding fuel to that fire. His prostate was burning with inflammation. No amount of medication could put out that fire as long as he kept adding fuel. Thomas was resistant initially. He loved fried foods. They were convenient. They tasted good. But when I explained that continuing this diet could lead to prostate surgery or cancer, he finally took it seriously. We created a plan. He eliminated all fried foods completely, no exceptions. He stopped eating chips, crackers, and packaged snacks made with vegetable oils. He replaced corn oil with extra virgin olive oil for cooking. He started eating baked or grilled foods instead of fried. He increased his intake of omega-3 fats from salmon, sardines, and walnuts. He added anti-inflammatory foods like leafy greens, berries, and turmeric. The transformation was dramatic. Within 6 weeks, his urinary urgency decreased noticeably. Within 12 weeks, his nighttime urination dropped from 8 times to 4 times. After 6 months, his PSA declined from 8.2 to 6.1. His C-reactive protein fell from 9.3 to 2.1, a normal level. His omega-6 to omega-3 ratio improved to 6 to 1, much healthier. His prostate size stopped increasing. His urologist was amazed. Surgery was no longer being discussed. Thomas felt better than he had in years. Research clearly supports what Thomas experienced. Studies show that men with the highest intake of omega-6 fats from vegetable oils have up to 70% higher risk of advanced prostate cancer. The European Prospective Investigation into Cancer and Nutrition, following more than 140,000 men, found that high consumption of fried foods significantly increased prostate cancer risk. Men who ate fried foods more than once per week had substantially higher rates of aggressive disease. Here is what you need to understand. Every time you eat fried foods or foods made with vegetable oils, you are promoting inflammation in your prostate. You are feeding cancer-promoting processes. You are damaging your cellular DNA. You are making your prostate enlarge faster. This is not theoretical. This is biochemistry. The omega-6 fats in these oils are literally converted into inflammatory molecules in your body. Those molecules travel to your prostate and cause damage.